Welcome to the X&1 cast. I am your host, Randy, joined today by Mitchem and Matt. How are you guys doing?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, boys.
We are a Star Wars Legion podcast, and we're here to talk to you about all sorts of things, competitive play, community, but guys, what does X&1 mean? It seems like that doesn't sound very Star Warsy to me.
So, X&1 usually means that you have one loss in a major tournament or local tournament. All of us here are pretty competitive. We're all casual as well. So, it's tough for us to go 3-0 sometimes. But we're like right there in the middle of the pack, following up all those other good players. So, we'll go usually with one loss at most tournaments. So,
yeah,
Matt,
maybe for some people, maybe X1's aspirational. Maybe for some people, X1's a little bit of disappointment. Either way, that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, real cash-peditive around here.
Oh, yeah. Man, sometimes I even struggle to go X and 2. So, yeah, it's...
Yeah. Some days... It's always a bad feeling to find out your list isn't good the first round of the tournament.
Yeah, that's happened to me many times. We also like to be the bridge between newer players and like higher competitive meta, I think, as well. We're all really good list builders and really good at building a community, building tables, hobbying, all that stuff. So,
yeah, well, maybe we'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
Aspiring hobby.
Aspiring to get better together. I think that's a big goal for us, and we hope that you come along with that journey with us. And I think part of how this whole show started was we have a kind of like a Legion team chat, and we were just talking about, hey man, what are your goals going to be for Legion for this year? And I think that would probably be a good place to kind of kick off and let people kind of know what we're playing. And so Mitchem, I'll throw it to you. And what do you got going for Legion this year?
Man, okay, 2024 is going to be a big year for me personally. But Legion-wise, I have a hobby goal at least, to paint one model a week. It doesn't have to be a Legion model. It can be any sort of miniature. But just try to get 52 total. I've been notoriously bad, as these guys will tell you, at finishing painting in general, just sitting down and doing it. So I'd like to get 52 done, which Randy gave me the idea because that's what he did last year. So
yeah, I had the same problem.
Yeah.
There's no way. I will never paint 52 models in 1 year. I am motivated by events. I paint for events. If I want to run something,
ask me in 2025 to see if it comes true. So, another goal of mine would be I'd love to go 3-2 at LSO this year in July. That's usually the big tournament that all of us go to down in Dallas. We have a lot of guys from our local game store that travel down there. There's usually 14, 15, 16 of us that go down. It's a huge, 60-plus player tournament. I've never gone positive winning in the past 2 years I've gone. So I'd like to go 3-2 at least. My last goal of the year would be to go 2-1 or 3-0 at a local tournament, particularly with a version of Ahsoka that I've been running since she came out sometime last year. I've been running pure Rebels, as these guys know.
And you were a clone boy, so this has been a rough transition for you.
I had a buddy of mine paint up an Ahsoka that I was going to proxy in a clone list, and then she drops her Rebels, and so I've completely shifted. Man, white dice are rough, let me say. After coming from a red dice save army, white saves are rough. But I've been running Ahsoka. I think I finally figured it out. I'm just trying to figure out what to pair her with. Also, too, just one little last thing. I've been keeping my personal stats on Excel to kind of track how I've done so far. It hasn't been pretty, but I do enjoy keeping stats, and so that's something I'd like to keep up for the rest of this year. So that's kind of my 4 or 5 goals of this year. So what about y'all? What are you guys thinking?
As far as the stats, I was going to try and do that, but apparently after I play a game of Legion, I'm just exhausted and done with the game for at least the next hour. So that part has not gone well for me. But no, I like your goals, man. I'm upping mine from 52 to 60 minis this year.
Dang.
We'll see how that goes, and I'm also going to try and get my first table done.
That Cloud City table, right?
Yeah, Cloud City table.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
We're located here in Oklahoma, and we are blessed in this local community to have lots of good community tables at all the tournaments.
Yeah.
We'll show some of those pictures off later in the show. And I feel a little bit like a slacker that I don't have one to bring. I just wanted to throw another one out there that's not Tatooine or something like that.
A lot of Tatooine. A lot of Tatooine.
But yeah, so I guess I'm similar with the model goal of what I'm painting. I'm doing some Legion, bit of Shatterpoint and NCP and just Dungeons and Dragons stuff. We'll have to throw some pictures on the Instagram. X and 1 cast, right, Matt?
X and 1 cast on the gram.
I'm sure there'll be a link somewhere to click. But,
man, we're so hip, guys.
Yeah, beyond that, I definitely want to get that 3-0. I feel like I've gotten close a couple times. I am the Dirty Shadow Collective player. I am out here in the desert of no releases in sight, just trying to make things work. But I've been sticking with it. And
you are Mr. 2-1. You are the king of the 2-1.
Yeah.
Yes, I do 2-1 quite regularly. But I just can't quite get.
Well, you recently played a new model, to you at least, in Shadow Collective. I mean, you played Black Suns for the first time at a tournament, and
yes,
since they came out, you were a Pike guy through and through.
Yep. And
then you finally decided to venture over to the Black Suns. So
yes, the big thing with them is they have to shoot, otherwise it is a waste of 100 points. That is for sure. Legion specific goals, I really want to focus more on terrain when I'm playing. I feel like I've had a lot of gotchas in games where I just wasn't looking at windows and pass-throughs and terrain, stuff like that. So not really even like the movement over and through terrain, but just line of sight stuff that I should probably be checking and taking advantage of. So, that's definitely not a new player thing, but I think it's something that could help me out more to try and get that 0 instead of the 1 at the end of my record. And then I've been running Reckless Bus lately. So I've been
hate that thing.
Well, those clones have to die sometime.
You gotta let me tech up, baby.
Seeing what buildings I can hide behind, that's been helpful for that. Those are my big things. And then I'll probably talk about in a later show, but I have a tournament that I'm going to try and organize TO this year that's going to be a little bit more narratively focused, which I think will be cool.
We've only heard rumors about this.
I'm into the narrative. I'm into the narrative.
He's been keeping it a secret from us, and we're really excited about it just from the small things he's let us in behind the curtain. So, but
yes, so details forthcoming, mainly because I don't have them all done yet. But so that's what I got cooking. What about you, Matt? What does 2024 Legion have in store?
Okay, well, has in store here's up to my goals. These are kind of like New Year's resolutions. These are very aspirational. I want to play 1 game of Legion a week. So that would be 52. Now that could be tabletop. That could be in person.
Okay.
Because I'm a little farther out than you guys. But 1 game a week. I'm already a little bit behind on that. But I mean, I'm fairly close. And I'm going to go to Adepticon, so I feel like I'm going to get hopefully as many games as I can get in there, so that'll hopefully get me on pace. So I want to play once a week. I would like to go. I'm going to Adepticon. I did get the fabled invite. I would also like to go to LSO this year. Because I know everybody.
I would like for you to go to LSO.
Yeah,
I would also like for you to go to LSO. That's my goal for you.
That was kind of the Adepticon thing. Kind of surprised me. I wasn't really.
That's what happens when you're the best player on the podcast, man.
I wasn't really planning on it, so that kind of jumped in. I'd been planning to go to LSO. We'll see. This will change my Wife Point account balance, but I will try. I will try to raise the funds to go to LSO. I also at Adepticon. My goal is to win a game at the world's main event, a single game.
Man, I'm excited for you, man. I don't know what list you're bringing, but I think you can do it.
I am 501st only right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sticking with the 501st. I know that's not anime. That's not Anakin Padme Pikes. But it is pretty techy. So we'll see. I'm going to have to hope that no one is bringing Tempest and I don't play them round one, or I'm going to probably have a bad day. Because right now it's
you can win a game. I bet you're going to win 2 games. I bet you're going to win 2 games.
Oh,
right here.
We're going
Scouts
for one game.
Game.
Okay, and then here's so we'll see if that happens. I would like after Worlds. I want to start playing with the ATRT, the Republic ATRT. That might be in 501st. It might not. I want to play with the ATRT.
I think you should do it. Just stick a Flamer on there, play Cody, just make that thing move up real fast.
Yeah. Just 1, 2, 3? Full army?
I have one. Here's my boy. He's never seen the table. Here he is.
Look how pretty he is.
Look, he's so pretty. Look, I got the little orange on the flank. He's there. He's a drawer queen. He doesn't leave. He doesn't go to events. So I want to bring him somewhere. That might be in 501st. Just try to make the points work, dropping the bark. I don't know. So ATRT. And then I'm expecting nerfs post Worlds, so I'll probably have to restructure everything. So
I hope so.
I know you. I know.
I don't hope so, but I see where you're coming from, Randy.
Yeah. So I'm planning. Maybe Anakin's not in the picture. Maybe ATRT gets a buff. Maybe Rex gets a buff.
I don't want them to make anything unplayable. Like, I hope they don't touch points, but I think they could cool down.
You don't like the defensive stance, double dodge, force barrier, clone commander, prepared lever, dodge. You don't like that?
It's a bit excessive when I had my Black Suns on Saturday get like 11 hits through, and they only rolled 2 defense dice to defend against it by the end.
That's clones. That's clones. Yeah. Skill. It's skill based.
It is. I don't hate the player, but I am hating the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope there's a good change up after Worlds, just because I feel like list building is a little bit staler. I like it when it's more Wild West. The game doesn't feel as figured out. But
it's not
some
even
sort of shakeup would be great. I fully heartedly agree. So I can stop building for the same missions that I feel like we've been playing for the last 2 years. It's been hostage, intercept, sabotage, and key positions. I feel like I've played those missions so many times in the last year and a half, and I'm just like, I want to play bombing run. I want to play breakthrough. Like, I want to play some of these other missions that I feel like no one's bringing. So some sort of shakeup would be fantastic. But
yeah, it's a lot. You end up playing a lot of intercept, or because kind of middle of the road, a lot of 800 point lists, and so everyone's, at least I'm pushing for SAB if possible. So I mean, and that's not necessarily, that's not an interesting game if I'm 800 points SAB. Just, I mean, if we're playing to win, I know there's not really incentive to do things. So yeah, something to spice that up. I don't know if that's new mission, and that might be another episode Legion wish list. But just I don't even think the game's unbalanced. I just think it's we haven't had a real update in a while, so it's kind of.
I think objective shakeup for sure. playing for ties is not exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that and some keyword adjustments, I think, here and there, and I think that would really get things juiced up again.
Off high center, at least.
And also a release for Shadow.
Yeah.
every episode.
AMG, if you ever watch this, my boy Randy, he needs Shadow Collectives.
I'm gonna have to start putting Rebels together again, just so.
Hey man, I'll help you out. We'll build a Ahsoka list together, man.
I should just play clones, and then I can play the best Pike list.
Come on down.
Then we can change it to the X and O podcast. We'd all go 3-0.
Yep.
Yeah,
there we
go. We all like to have fun more than we like to be sweaty. So
yeah, that's true.
I kind of fell into 501st because I was like, I'm going to build a 501st army, and then all the arc buffs and the
that's right. Yeah, you kind of did.
You were there. You weren't jumping on the bandwagon.
Okay, that's fair. You were a fanboy before they were good, so I'll let it slide.
And then that LVO happened where Mike Berry got second with 501st, and then it was kind of off to the races, and then I wasn't memeing anymore. I was playing a meta list. So,
well, it's kind of crazy how much such a small points adjustment, the fact that they drop arcs by however much they did. I think it was a couple points, and then they lowered the cost of medics, and that just completely propelled clones to holy crap, this is almost better than Rex Standby, Rex Star, and all that stuff that they were when they first came out. It's amazing how small of a change can shake up the meta so well or so much, and then all those keywords associated with arcs become the top of the meta, so that really kicks out some of the others, those droid spider lists. Just we don't see them played anymore because everyone's bringing critical, everyone's bringing impact for dark troopers, and clones have all that. So it's it's so insane how fast.
Yeah, well, spider droids did get hit a little bit, but they got hit right around Pike time, peak Pike.
Yeah,
it was right. Yeah, because they were behind nerfing spiders because Pikes were already what they are.
Yeah, so spiders got hit right when Pikes were better than spiders anyway, so then spiders kind of...
Yeah.
But, who knows? Who knows, we might be in a bear Ewok meta now, 14-act Ewoks.
Stupid Care Bears.
The first coming, man, the first coming.
I'm terrified.
Well, we kind of mentioned it briefly. We had a tournament me and Mitchem attended out at Gilded Greyland in Shawnee, Oklahoma this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to kind of talk about that a little bit, Mitchem? And I was going to show off some of the tables we got to play on.
Yeah, definitely. Again, too, I'll touch on the tables thing. I've been a part of a few wargaming communities in, my wargaming history. And the Legion community, specifically our local community, is unlike any other community where every person builds and paints an army, and then the next thing they do is build a table to bring to tournaments and stuff like that. So all of these pictures you're about to see are of people building their own tables and bringing them to tournaments, and it's almost you have a tournament and you bring your table. It's crazy. I've never been part of a community like this, so it's really awesome. And a lot of these tables are really cool as well.
And I'll say if you're just listening, we have a Oklahoma Legion Facebook page where a lot of these pictures get posted, and we probably can throw some up on Instagram too.
The gram. You gotta do it for the gram.
Okay, so I brought an Ahsoka list. If you guys can't tell, Ahsoka, I brought in.
You like that character?
Yeah, you have. Do you have any permanent body art?
I do have a Ahsoka tattoo.
So he's a little bit.
I'm a little bit involved, and that's actually a Rebel Ahsoka tattoo. This is a Gar Ahsoka. So she's my favorite character in Star Wars. She's not the best character. That's Obi-Wan, but that's for a whole other discussion.
Okay.
Anyway, so I brought an Ahsoka Pike list. So it's basically Ahsoka, a rebel officer, a Pike capo, 2 Pikes with an extra guy, not the capo in the unit, but just the cash aim guy. Double vets, double Mark IIs, and some snipers. 11 acts. I was really kind of leaning on the fact that Pikes generate a lot of their own dodges for this, and Ahsoka also generates a lot of dodges to units around her. So I was really kind of not necessarily clone balling, but kind of playing defensive Ahsoka, bringing force barrier, force push, and just relying on not having to roll a lot of white saves because of all the dodges, and then just playing a bunch of missions that would tie, kind of like playing a gun line, like a Pike gun line is kind of what I was planning on doing. So my first list, I played against a Ewok and a Wookiee Rebel Ewok list, and it was 10 acts. It was Wicket, Cassian, Naked Rebel Troopers, 2 Skirmisher Ewoks, and then 3 Battle Shield Wookiee squads with Tenacity, Recon, and frag grenades. And I was like, God, this is a lot of wounds. I don't know how I'm going to get through this. Ended up playing KP, Disarray, and Hostile, which was interesting because we used his deck because he was 11-point bid. And so I didn't really have much say in how the missions or the deployment would fall out, because all his missions and deployments were not in my favor. So I was thinking if I could deploy on one of the deployments for Disarray, throw some snipers to the wind, and basically just move to the middle, my point and the middle point, and just kind of hunker and shoot. That was my goal. Unfortunately, I was a little bit too passive in the really early game, and so he was able to make a dash for the middle. He charged one of my Pikes with Wicked, which pulled my unit leader off the point in the middle because it had to snap to Wicked. And then he was able to run Cassian up and touch the middle point. So he ended up winning 2-1 on KP. I was just way too passive and should have just been more aggressive on move shoot instead of aim shoot and stuff like that. So it is what it is. I learned a lot. This list, I just was not aggressive enough when this list wanted to be a little bit more aggressive than I think it should have been. So my second game, I'm already at X and 1, just doing my thing. I was just doing it for the podcast, So
Yep.
My next game, I play another Rebel player in our community, and he was bringing Cassian, K2, Din, triple vets, and a full commando squad. And we ended up playing.
Now, is that Din with the Anban?
Yeah, Din with the Anban. Yeah, not
Spear.
Not Spear Din, which I prefer to run Spear Din because I think he's he's almost as good as a Jedi, just without force powers with the spear, because he can get up to Pierce 2. But a lot of people run him with the Anban because of the suppressive and the immobilize tokens that you can put on people. So we played Sabotage, Major, Clear. A better game for what I wanted to do. The table that we had was really interesting because there was a lot of dense terrain in the very middle that was almost over height 1, so it was a huge line of sight blocking piece of terrain that really kind of prevented us to have any clear lines of shooting at each other. So I had a goal in mind, or a plan in mind, and then one of his last deployments, he infiltrates Cassian way kind of out in the open away from his army because he wants to move and basically just pick off my snipers like early game because I'm gonna get my saps and then I'm just gonna pick off a sniper and then just like run. And so I was like, okay, great. This is late in the deployment and I had already had a plan to go the opposite way. And I was like, man, I could really kill Cassian, score like a lot of victory points or a lot of kill points, get both my saps, and then just chill. Like that's what my list wants to do. I was like, okay, new plan, kill Cassian. So he comes in, he kills my sniper squad, and then I go over there. It takes me like 2.5 turns to kill Cassian. Dude just wouldn't die. I think I got him down to like 1 wound, and then the next turn I won the roll off to shoot him, and then he died. Meanwhile, Ahsoka was charging into Din, killed him, but while all that was happening, K2 had come up from around a building and then tapped one of my saps, so I wasn't able to get it all the way down. So he ended up winning 4-2 because I got one of mine all the way healed up or injured or however it goes, and then he got both of his. So it was one of those kind of like, I had a plan, then we deployed. I changed my plan, and then like after turn 2, I changed my plan again. So like my guys were bouncing back and forth between what I wanted to do. So it was like, okay, I just need to like take in, like I need to just stick to one plan and just commit to it and either live or die on that hill. That was kind of my message. And then we got to the third round. Yeah. So
do you think if you would have stuck with the first plan that you would have won?
Man, because the first plan was to go around the backside of this big line of sight blocking terrain because all his stuff was on one side, and I could have moved all mine to the other side away from his army, and both of his sabs were over there. So I think if I would have moved my pikes towards that, the commandos were over there, but I could have taken shots from the commandos, like a full squad of commandos. Like pikes could have handled that. And if I could have got to one of his 2 saps and kind of done the same thing, I think I could have had a chance to win. But I totally just abandoned that plan as soon as I saw Cassian over there. I was like, ooh, he's candy. Like, gotta kill things. Gotta kill things. No, I wasn't playing the mission. So, yeah, that picture is the big line of sight blocking. So that's where his army was lined up. And most of it, and then K2 and Cassian are over there on that far building in the far. That's where my sap was.
Oh yeah, I see him over there.
And then the close sap was his, and then he had another one. You can't see it pictured, but it was closer to the other end of the table. So I was going to move around to where that sap is, the close one, because he only had 1 squad of vets there, and if I had 2 units of pikes to just charge him. So yeah, but it was just like, if you change your plans 3 times, then your troops are going to be just as confused as the commander, and that's kind of what happened. So, and then round 3, there was a couple people that dropped during the tournament, unfortunately, because of this or that. So since I was already 0-2, I didn't want to go 0-3, and I was kind of gassed for the day. So I just went ahead and dropped to get an even number. So I just hung out, walked around, saw some tables, watched some people play, and everything, and just made a few judge calls that were, just line of sight and
questionable judge calls.
Well, it was line of sight and cover calls. It wasn't anything like, I'm no 3-0 store champion over here like you, Matt.
Hey, can you make cover calls on speeders? Is that something you're good at?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
They always have cover. They have cover 1, so it can't be that hard. Just like photocrafts. Photocrafts have cover 2, so it's not that hard. True. But yeah, overall, it was. I was a little bummed on how my list performed, and I ended up playing a game on Monday night with a friend of mine, and I played an aggressive Ahsoka Boba list with a full squad of commandos, snipers, vets, and man, I like that list so much better. I love playing aggressive Ahsoka, like with O push, force push, burst of speed. Just like, okay, I am just like, she just goes and does her own thing, and then old man Boba kind of like supports the rest of my army, and I'll just be a gun line back here, and I'll just send Ahsoka to just kill whatever, and that list just makes so much more sense to me than the defensive like force barrier Ahsoka that I think people want her to be. So
not a fish guy, not a pike guy.
Pikes are good. They throw a lot of dice. They're so tanky. Like, I just couldn't get them to work for the tournament. I don't know. I was just off. And I feel like a lot of times people just ignored them. Like, they just didn't care. They're just like, okay, I'm going to shoot your Mark IIs. I'm going to shoot your vets. I had like 6-man squad vets. And they were just like, okay, there's fish guys over there. I don't care.
Yeah, that is a problem with them in Rebels, because it's like, wow, everything else is way more shootable.
Yeah.
So I will just shoot that.
Yeah. It's funny, too, because, like, I ran them with the cash aim guys, which makes their courage 1 instead of 2. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people ask me, they're like, do you have suppression issues? Like, they get suppressed a lot? And I'm like, no, because with Ahsoka, they have, starting on turn 2, they have at least 2 dodges, maybe even 3 on turn 2, and people just don't shoot at them, which I think you need to, because you want that suppression on them, but people are so discouraged from all the dodges I can stack on them.
Yeah, they're just looking at models.
Yeah, they're just looking at models, and then they see the stack of green tokens I got next to them, and they're like, how many dodges you got on them?
Yeah,
and I was like, 3. They're like, oh, I'm not going to I'll just shoot these vets over here that got 1.
Explaining of, this is why they have this many dodges.
Yeah.
This is how they got them.
Yeah. It's like Vigilance, Independent, Aid, Ahsoka's 2-pip. Yeah. It was really, so that's fun. But everybody just ignored them. And it's like, okay, like, if you're going to just ignore them the whole time, and then I keep moving them back and forth and not deciding which way to commit, then, I mean, that's 2 strikes, and that's how you lose a game right there. So.
And that's a completely barrier Jedi.
Yeah.
It's a completely different play style than what you've been doing.
Yeah.
So that probably a curve, a little bit of a learning curve there.
Mm-hmm. I in any war game, I'm usually more aggressive leaning. And so to be able to kind of like sit back and wait until like turn 5 or 6 to make a move doesn't sit well with me. I like to be in the fight by turn like 2 or 3. And like aggressive Ahsoka can do that. But like this Ahsoka could not. And it bit me multiple times because I found myself being out of range of force barrier, or like forgetting to pick it back up by just like move recover or like dodge recover. Mm-hmm. And then I'd like double move some guys and like, oh, okay, they're out of force barrier range, but I have it up this time, but it doesn't matter. So it's like,
yeah.
And even if you can get like an open cover shot with force barrier, it's like, okay, that's still only a block 2. So.
And then, unfortunately, some games don't make it to turn 6 in events. So if you're not, if you're not aggressive with your aggressive, if Ahsoka needs to get in, she doesn't have time to get in because you don't get 6 rounds.
Yeah.
Then that's rough.
And there was quite a few new players at this event, and
which is awesome.
Yeah, which it's great. And you were talking about some people playing 3 games of Legion is like something you have to build up to.
Sure.
I remember my first tournament, I was taking all the leave the next day. I was not prepared for it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of standing for sure.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. I stay hydrated, snack. Like that's
snack.
Staying hydrated has always been a hard part for me during tournaments because, like, man, my mouth will get super dry. You're just sitting there running calculations in your head, like the Zach Galifianakis meme from The Hangover. Like, okay, what's all the moves I can calculate? It's draining, man. You're right. It's draining. So, and clock management is a big part of the game. And there was, again, a lot of new players that had never been to a 2.5 hour timed event. But it is what it is. We knew I knew what I was getting into when I signed up for it, and I'm glad for all the new players that came out. It was still a lot of fun. I enjoyed hanging out with all my bros. So,
yeah,
yep.
You're talking about the first game and getting moved into melee off the point, and I can't tell you what my first 3 or 4 months of Legion. I think I lost 75% of my games of just like, and I move into melee with your unit. Like that is like such a hard thing, and I hate it when it just comes back and bites me in the butt later.
Yeah,
it's like, that's the thing I do now. Why is this happening to me?
It was really eye-opening because it was a new player I was playing, and he was like saying it was like his 7th or 8th game of Legion, and it was getting towards the end of the game, and I was like, okay, I made a mad dash with my pikes, got my unit leader touching it, and then all of a sudden on his turn, he's like, Wicked has charge. Oh, I think I could run Wicked in there and touch one of your guys. It's not a unit leader.
The light bulb goes off.
Yeah, and I was like, so he's like, if I touch this guy, that's not your unit leader, you have to snap him to Wicked, right? Off the point. And like in my mind, I was just,
and you're like, wait, I'm not the new player. What's
going on? Yeah. I was like, oh, that's such a good play, man. That's such a good play. And I mean, I've done stuff with like force push, standbys with Boba and everything, which feels so juicy. And then you force push someone into standby range, you fire support with Boba and a Mark II. Oh, that's big brain strats, But like this guy, and I was like, man. And he looks at me. He's like, should I feel bad? Like, I feel like you should be beating me. I'm like, no, man. Like that was a good play. Like, don't never feel bad for winning like that. Is what I try to tell people. Like, it is what it is, and I'll learn from it. And I did. I will never. Well, never say never, but I will try not to have that happen again. So.
Yeah, that's like my first tournament. I learned that multiple units can be in melee with one unit. Because a guy had Anakin with Wookiees. I'm like, okay, this is fine. And then he brought a second unit of Wookiees. I was like, oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
So now, you don't forget. You don't forget a lesson like that or a scenario like that. So yeah.
And talking about changing your plan, I can't tell you how many times I'm like, okay, I will deploy as a ball. Don't spread my guys out. And then there's so many games I'm like, why is half my army over here and the other half over here?
Yeah, we did that the other day.
It's like I pass out during deployment and I wake up to some hellish scenario I've created for myself.
We were playing Disarray, and you were like, at the beginning of the game, you're like, don't spread out. And then you like blacked out, and then you woke up, and there were 3 pucks in the corner.
What am I doing? It's the bloodlust. It's the bloodlust.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I got a shot on that guy. And it's like,
screw the mission. I want to kill stuff. Yeah.
Killing that guy's not going to win you this game.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
I like to pride myself on being a reactionary player, and so like I feel like I play the game the best in the middle of a scrum in like turns 2 or 3. Like those chess puzzles that you can get.
Like tactically.
Yeah, like tactically. Yeah, you drop me into a middle of a game on like turn 3. Like I can usually find a way to win or like a path that I think should be victory. But that's only half the game, because I suck at turn 0. I can't picture the path at turn 0. And then deployment, like, hindsight's always 20/20, but I'm like, what am I doing over here when all the missions objectives are over this side, and I deploy my whole army this side of the table? Like, what? And then I always get my snipers killed. I can't play snipers. They just, if you're a sniper in my rebel army, I'm sorry, you're getting sacrificed to you're going to turn into metachlorians.
Get those dear Luke. Get those dear Luke letters ready.
Yeah.
And that's like a sign of a really good player is the strategic turn 0, like finding the out at the beginning of the game, and then that kind of clears up. You talk about plans like waffling plans, changing plans. Like a good turn 0 plan, I think is something that can be reliably executed throughout the whole game. So. And you can tell you're playing somebody who's really, like, we have some pretty good players in our community that are, pretty high on the old EL rankings. And you can tell, that they're kind of, doing their thing. Like they have a good turn 0 plan and, they execute the plan. And usually, you're just, even if you play, like sometimes I feel like I play pretty well, but you'll be like a little bit behind, and then that little bit, is the difference between, the one extra guy on breakthrough or whatever,
Yeah.
And so that kind of, then they'll play
I
for
got
that.
to play one of those games Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Randy, how did your games go, man? You're playing the real Gar.
Oh man. Yeah, but before I want to get into my games, I do want to give a shout out to Jerry, who TO'd the tournament. He did an awesome job. I want to have a small confession here. He did a Legion bingo type raffle. So as things would happen, you would cross off, and the first few people got bingos. And I'm not going to lie, I was like, man, I don't want to pay attention to this when I'm playing my game. Why are you giving me this extra work, Jerry? But I think he made it a little too easy. We were talking about, and so they got claimed pretty quickly. And when it was gone, I missed it terribly.
Yes,
I was like, I was so close to a bingo.
Yeah.
Please come back.
Yeah,
I want a prize.
Yeah.
And just great prize support, and he did a great job.
Yeah, shop Jerry's Game Shop on Etsy.
Yes, he's got some great tokens.
I'm sure there's a discount code somewhere that we don't have.
Yeah. Tons of 3D printed token holders, unit card holders. He does really awesome mission deck sleeves that are color coded. He does command card sleeves that are really cool looking, stuff like that. Yeah, definitely go check him out. I will say, and I'll stop talking, my one highlight of the weekend, I did win Best Painted Army. Somehow, because the only units I painted in my army were my pikes. I had a friend paint everything else. So shout out to Drew for painting my rebels and winning Best Painted for me. You're the best.
And he painted my Anakin. It is by far the best looking mini in my army. So He is pretty good.
Yeah, and he's ASR miniature art.
Yes, that is true.
This stuff is very good.
Yes.
Okay, Randy, battle report us.
Okay.
I feel like I didn't get to see much of your games besides round 3, Randy, so I'm curious how they went and who you played and what exactly your list was.
Yeah, what is the list? Give us the list.
Yeah, so my 2023 was a year of reversal. It was me slapping Matt around with a bunch of fish, and then the rise of the clone Duraplastic armor started smacking me in the face once Padme was there to tell them to do a better job, and Anakin was like, "No, here's a force shield." Anyways,
I digress.
So I made the ill-informed decision to run Gar Saxon. Our buddy Dylan decided it would be why my cat is meowing so loudly. To put up a bounty. So typically at our tournament, a little more backstory. So our travel play group is called the Dust Bowl Bounty Hunters. It's an Oklahoma thing. If you get it, cool. If not, I'm not going to explain it.
Also cool.
So typically we'll have bounties at tournaments. They're usually smaller prizes to take out high elo players, or just
do something cool.
If someone's really mad at somebody, they'll throw a bounty on them.
Yeah, I think one was kill Sabine.
That's nice.
Kill Anakin or Obi-Wan or something like that, maybe. Just a really cool community thing that we do at all of our local tournaments. Really awesome. So,
and it's like win $5 or like get a candy bar, stuff like that. But our buddy Dylan, he put up a best Gar list, lowercase GAR.
Yeah.
And it was best Gar Saxon list. And I was like, okay, I'm typically the only one who's playing Shadow Collector with these things, so I'll just get it by default. It's a cool little Gungan Jedi mini.
Darth Jar Jar?
I'm going to give it to you, Matt, whenever you got your Gungan.
In 5 years.
Talk about Legion wish list, man.
Give me the Gungans.
So I was running Gar Saxon, and then I had 2 capos, and then I had it was three units of disruptor pikes with the extra guy. Pretty easy for me to just take the extra guy. With Gar Saxon, he's got Compel built onto him, so I can pretty easily still get that move off in the shot.
Yeah.
And then I also had Bosk, because Bosk is a good shooty boy. Having Bounty is nice. And then I finally broke out from 2023 and played a core that wasn't pikes, and I threw in a Black Sun.
So big for you.
A Vigo and Magnet and Frags and Scopes. And
that's a beefy
and then
unit.
I had a bus with the Reckless Driver and shields. I threw the shields on just because there's just some lists that can just really rip through there, and having the 2 shield tokens, I think, just really helps with the survivability. And yeah, Matt did this to me. Matt and clones. It's just, you know what? I will roll these white dice to kill you with them. These white defense dice. Yep. And I think I probably rolled at least 1 wound every time, which, I mean, is not great, but when it's also
free wound,
suppression.
With the bus?
Yeah.
Dang. That's not bad.
And I feel like this tournament, it really clicked for me as using it as a wall.
Oh, dude.
Just to make lanes.
Yeah.
Like I know that's a thing you can do, but I think not having a gun or other support things on there really let me focus on, okay, drive in, hit something, turn this thing around to where it's giving me better angles and blocking things off. But yeah, so first round I played our buddy Preston. He was running a remnant list with Moth, full Dark Trooper unit, and some deaths and some scouts.
Couple deaths, yeah. Couple.
And he plays a lot of remnant. He plays a lot of remnant.
He does, and we actually had played on TTS the week before because I was like, I'm going to play this list, and I don't know if it's complete garbage, and because I mean Gar Saxon's in it, so the likelihood was really high, right? And we played it, and he kicked my butt in that one. I did not get my Black Suns off. The improvised orders turned against me. TTS has a bug just in my software where the order tokens do not shuffle. I swear. I will record it one day and show the.
It's uncanny. I've seen it multiple times.
It really is.
I'm getting tilted talking about
yeah,
it. Okay, anyways. But it taught me a good lesson. Don't leave anything up to randomness. Just put the orders on the card that I need. So in this game, it kind of turned out to be a little interesting. We got hemmed in, and so I actually did not even put the Black Sun in the bus. He had deployed some kind of forward, and so I was like, you know what? I will just put the Black Sun here, and then I can just ram that bus in immediately and not even have to worry about dumping him off. And it worked out pretty good. He kind of sent Moth and the Dark Troopers to the other side, and I think that ended up helping me out a lot too, because I just abandoned that side and moved everyone the other way. I left a Kappa over there, is what I did, just so it was the decision of, okay, I gotta go kill this, or it's just going to be a free score for him later.
What mission did you guys play?
It was KP.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. But yeah, it was a shootout. It always is when you're playing against Remnant.
Yeah.
And Preston's been running that list quite a bit.
Man, that
Dark Troopers are always rough, but I just I didn't even go at them this time.
Oh really? I'll say you have kind of soft Dark Trooper killing tools.
the pikes with the disruptor impact 1 is nice against him, I will say, but
Yeah, Boss can do the crit machine.
But
Black Suns, I don't know if you want them that close. But.
Yeah, the risk is I go in over there, and if they whiff or he rolls a lot of saves, then it's like, oh, well, they're just going to die now.
Yeah.
So
man,
I just sent them the other way, and I tried to chip the other side down, and that ended up working out. So
that remnant list at range 4 is so deadly, man. Holy cow. Those death troopers do work at range 4. And then the darks just running at you. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, and so I think that's the bus came in big for me there too, just because it would go and hit things, block line of sight, instead of getting to sit there and aim, get a new angle. Especially on the rocket units he had brought, because then cumbersome kicks in.
Yeah.
And there was just some. I could shoot the bus shots, but then it's like I don't want to just be shooting the bus right now, that kind of thing. So, but yeah, it was good. It was supply drop, and I was trying to pull from those boxes a lot. I think there was one game I played Colton, and I just saw him get like a ton of supplies. And I was like, I really need to be focusing on supplies when I get supply drop. There's good stuff in there, it turns out.
There's a few bad things that aren't worth it in the game anymore, but yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in those boxes.
Yeah. So you can see here, I kind of put the Black Suns around that hill there. And he took the Black Suns down pretty good, but they were able to get a few good range 2 shots. I don't really even think I got to use the magnet in this game.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you ever get in range 1? But it sounds like you didn't.
No, but I mean, 6 black, 6 white was still pretty good.
Sure.
With precision 2 aim, so it did the job for sure. So that game went pretty good, and then the next game I was playing against Anime Pikes against Colton, and he's a beast of a player for sure.
He's super.
Colton, I hate playing against you, but I also love playing against you because I feel like I get better every time. I would just like to get better to win a game eventually. But no, he's great, and you can always talk to him after the game. He's fun to play. But we ended up landing on Battle Line Supply Drop Breakthrough. And he deployed in that corner, and it was 9-ax to 9-ax, but he secret mission Padme, so I was able to do something. We had these really tall buildings on this Naboo table, and so I was just kind of moving my guys up behind buildings. That first round, I moved that bus up to the other side of this building, right on the other side of his army, and then I went ahead and dropped the Black Suns off because I was afraid that our fire support was just going to blow the bus off the table.
Yeah.
The Black Suns wouldn't get to do anything. So they did get to do stuff, but again, I don't think I got in range 1 until after I had lost a couple of dudes. So, and that first shot I had where I got the 11 hits, I watched it get barriered, 5 dodges. And it was blast too, so there wasn't even any cover.
It's demoralizing, man. It's demoralizing.
And then I think and then Danger Sense, I think he took 1 wound at the end. It felt real bad. That was a good game. I think if I had to do it over, I would keep the bus maybe back until about round 3 or 4, to when his army was kind of in the middle of the table, and then just try to punch it in the middle to try to bisect the army a little bit.
Yeah.
Mess up Exemplar some. And then kind of create a shooting lane. But it was still pretty close. It came down to kill points at the end. But
did he end up getting the secret mission? Or did it matter?
No, I killed Padme.
Oh, okay. Well, that's...
Yeah. So Gar and Boss. Gar was really good. He doesn't do a lot of wounds, but getting the first wound on there helped
to get the hunter going.
Yeah, for sure.
But I had bountied the capo, and he just kept the capo right there in the back and was just like going around the rosy him. So I just like couldn't quite get to him to kill him. But it was a good game, and always a lot of good fun chatter in that one.
He's been playing this list for a long time too. Like, he knows this like the back of his hand and inside and out, and it's just like on top of the list being really good by itself. I mean, Colton is an amazing player and usually wins a lot of our local tournaments. I mean, this is just it's super daunting to go up against just with the list alone, and then you had Colton on top of it, and it's just like, man, I'm sure you were drained after that game. So.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, I felt happy that it's close anytime I play.
Sure, yeah,
and he's right. He's right in the middle of World's Prep.
Was that your close game today? Was I the close one?
That's always a plus.
And he's right in the middle of World's Prep, so he's full sweat. This is he's not pulling punches. I saw him playing the Yoda arcs the other day. I think he's probably more the Anakin Padme. I think he likes this a little better.
Yeah.
But it's a salty list.
Game 3, I don't think I have a picture of it, but it was against a newer player. Somebody else had the audacity to run Shadow Collective and bring Gar Saxon. And I was like, I was expecting to get this bounty for free. What the heck? But it was a Maul, Gar Saxon, Bosk, Cad Bane list.
Oh my gosh.
With 2 pikes.
That's insane.
And
2 pikes and super commandos, Mandalorians with a Rook cast.
And a super commando with Rook cast in it.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And,
that is definitely a cooler list.
He was a newer player, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna. I didn't over strategize, and that was a bit of a mistake. Turns out those villain units, even without a lot of upgrades, if they roll dice good, it still hurts real bad. He had the greatest Gar Saxon flamethrower roll I've ever seen. It killed 4 out of the 6 of my black suns.
Wow.
It was 9 paint on 12 dice.
Oh my gosh.
Without an aim. And I was like, every time I roll that flamethrower, it's 3 hits. And I have not brought that flamethrower anymore. Matt knows.
Just roll paint. Just roll paint. Yeah.
My flamethrower is like a spray paint.
Hey guys, new strategy. Just roll paint.
Yeah. Yeah. That roll better. Roll better. You're right. But yeah, it was pretty back and forth. My boss got the bounty on his CAD, but then his boss got the bounty on my boss.
Oh my gosh.
But then I was able to kill his boss. And yeah. So,
sounds like a really fun game.
He got his mullet. Yeah, we were just throwing dice.
Yeah.
And it was fun, and I got to teach him some of the keywords he didn't know about, and just asked us playing Shadow Collective. And he was like, man, I should have played you first. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. Not a lot of people.
Now, have you played Shadow Collective?
Right now,
have you played against Shadow Collective at all?
Me?
Yeah.
When Jerry runs it.
Yeah,
He was playing Geonosians, but he typically runs a vehicle-heavy version.
He's done Bus Black Suns. I've played him a few times. I think his new thing is triple swoops with the new overrun keyword updates. He's really on that board, on that train now. So,
yeah. But
he's been, Randy's been the Pike guy in our community, and Jerry has been the Black Sun guy in our community. So, for the most part.
Well, if he's gonna go bugs, I'll take those Black Suns.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, no, it was good. I really want to get over that hump one day. I don't know how. I'll take a cheap path to victory at this point. I just want it ticked off my bucket list.
Hey, X and 1. X and 1.
Yeah, ready.
I did live up to
it. Did it for the pod.
Coveted strong, yeah.
I did it for my boys. It's all good. But yeah, it was a good day playing, and yeah, I try to learn a little bit from every game.
Sure. Man, I'm looking at this Shadow Collective list, this other one, and I just don't know what command cards you bring. Oh my gosh.
Just small, I guess.
There was the CAD 3 pip, and so I got to explain.
Oh, you got to CAD.
I got to inform him that I'm the CAD Bane rules TO for the community.
Nice.
And so I got to explain some things there, and yeah. So that was fun. That was nice.
Yeah, I think so. Overall, for the tournament, we had Paname got first. Colton playing 3-0. We had another community guy, Travis, running a Sabine Clan Rin triple vet rebel list, get second, and then out of nowhere, we had a fur around and find out list of the Gar Wookiee Battle Force list. Go 3-0 for third place.
How many axe Wookiees?
This is 11 axe Wookiee list.
Yeah.
It's 10 or 11 axe. Yeah. It's 96 wounds. you got 6 Wookiee warriors, 3 Kashyyyk defenders, a Fluttercraft, and Chewie, all naked, and they just run at you, and it was just like, wow. So so that kind of wraps up the tournament. It was really fun. Had great food throughout. Went to an awesome Chinese restaurant afterwards. Sorry, Randy. I know you missed out. It was so good. It was so good, man. I was thinking about you the whole time.
I was checking Game Uplink all day.
Yeah.
I was watching the kid farming. I was farming my wife points up.
Yeah.
Great.
So what's coming up for you guys? I know Matt's mentioned something about Adepticon coming up. That's at the end of March. Matt will be doing a lot of prep with that. Unfortunately, Randy and I will not be going, but hopefully we can still get a lot of games in. So
I could do a carry. I could do a check bag. We could see.
I'm good.
I don't think they make a bag big enough for me to fit in. So, but I
we
appreciate
just poke
that.
little holes in it.
I just need some peanut butter crackers. So.
Yeah.
Keeping up with the hobby stuff, working on the tournament. I think it's going to be beginning of May. I think that's the plan. I think just confirmed with Travis that
I'm excited.
I think it's going to be May the 4th.
Ooh, the blessed day.
I'm really looking forward to this. I like it'll be a change up. We've done a lot of
I'm into it.
Competitive
Hopefully we'll have
tournaments.
New points, new rules then too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I am. I'm ready. I mean, I like playing Anakin. It feels good to not take damage, but I'm kind of ready. I'm going to be doing that until Worlds. I'm kind of ready to be free from that. Move on to the ATRT, my one true love.
There's only pain there.
Yeah,
I'm packing it to Adepticon, and I'm going to play it. There's a Battle Force event, and there's got to be. It's going to be Ewoks, right? Like people are going to play Ewoks for this thing. So, like, I kind of need to. I feel like just watch out for the log trap. I did the math. It won't kill the ATRT. It shouldn't. So,
hey, you know what? If you just roll paint, it won't ever die.
Hey, a flamer is it's 2 black into I don't know how many 8-man Ewoks. 8-man Ewoks. That's 16 black dice. Search to hit it. I think that might do it. If I could clear 2 Ewoks. No, this is getting a little. I mean, Chewie's gonna be shooting at this thing. I mean, but if they're shooting at the ATRT, that's okay. That's not the worst thing in the world. Like, it's probably the worst unit in the list. But if I could clear 2 units of Ewoks, it's paid for itself.
That's true. That's true.
That's all you can ask for. That's an even trade.
That's probably going to get log trapped, Chewie bowcastered, and then deleted before it can do anything. But and then melee, I think it's 3 red.
Yeah,
with the claws.
But you can shoot the
rocket launcher,
flamethrower, in melee.
Oh.
I mean, because I don't think you can be in melee, but you can't engage the flamethrower, right?
Well,
it's
the vehicle's never engaged.
Yeah, so I guess I can just flame. Yeah. I can just flame on, baby.
Yeah, don't turn that Zippo off.
Yeah, so just keep going.
That Zippo always.
So yeah, I'm gonna pack it. I got my foam. I plucked out a ATRT sized hole, and I've it's ready to go.
So the flamer does not have the melee. It's range 1. Blast, fixed front, spray. It doesn't have the melee symbol. So
I mean, okay. So yeah, I guess they can.
So it would just be.
I could just back up. Though.
Yeah. You could, I mean, you're not in melee, so you could just
partial move slightly away.
Displace anything.
Yeah.
So.
Flame it up. It's probably not going to go well, but
I will mention also too. We talked about the tournament this weekend at Guild of Greylands. The Guild of Greylands and Jerry's Game Shop are also doing a Legion League, 375 point battles, 500 point battles, 800 point battles. You can sign up at jerrysgameshop.com for $10. Get games in. There's bonus points to be awarded every week. He's going to update the rankings every Sunday, I think. So it started on Saturday during the tournament. I'm pretty sure I'm in last place.
And it's not just at the Guild of Greylands.
It's not just you can play at any local shop.
Anywhere. Yep.
You get bonus points for playing new players. You get bonus points for teaching new players. You get bonus points for, I think this week is running double operatives. So I was running Ahsoka Boba on Monday against Preston. So yeah, jerrysgameshop.com or GuildofGreylands.com. Sign up.
We'll put a thing in the thing.
Yeah, we'll put a link in the description, and you guys can check it out. Get signed up, and come join us for a game. And we'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
Fantastic.
Doing community building over there, so
booming out there.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I think that's going to bring us to the end for this one. Mitchell, Matt, it's been a lovely time discussing our game in a galaxy that's not that far away, I guess. And hey, you know what? Thank you for listening. We appreciate it. We hope you come back and listen again. So until next time, keep rolling. Keep playing. I don't know.
Yeah.
3-0 is one game away.
3-0 is one game away. I like that. That's good. That's good.
Good.
All right. See ya.
All right.